By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour.
The Grizzlies, Grannies, and Grandpas have the right moves and are currently looking for new members to join their team for the upcoming season. These soulful seniors are a fan favorite group throughout Grizz Nation. You do not have to be a grandparent, but you must be at least 50 years old with personality, rhythm, and passion for performing. If that sounds like you, then we want to see you on Sunday, June 29th. Visit grizzlies.com/auditions for more information.
1, 2, 3. Ready, go.
Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
The Tigers are going to play in November in the Bahamas, the Baha Mar tournament, and the other teams expected to be there. Purdue, Wake Forest, and possibly Texas Tech. So Texas Tech's going to be good. Purdue's going to be good. If you don't have a roster that puts you in that same conversation, it could be a tough trip to the Bahamas.
Yep.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What can the Memphis Grizzlies learn from the Thunder Pacers NBA Finals Series?
Your style of play is not something that you really have to change. Both of these teams love to play fast. Both of these teams love to play really aggressively on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
These are the Jordan 1, the crystals. These are the shoe that retails for $1,000. Oh, extra crystals. So if your crystals fall off, if your crystals fall off, actually these are the black crystals because they have. So the shoe has black crystals on there as well too. So you get an extra package of black crystals.
The Sneak Fest Show, live Tuesdays at 2 p.m. on Grind City Media on X, YouTube, and the official Grind City Media mobile app.
Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people.
Single
fish. Welcome to The Odds Couple. It's the Monday edition of the large program. The more intimate, subdued, sensuality edition of the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the show. We got a lot for you here today. Here on The Odds Couple.
I just wrote intimate in the chat on YouTube.
We got NBA Finals going on. We got Stanley Cup Final going on as well. We got the College World Series. We had the U.S. Open over the weekend. We got a lot of stuff to get into. We got Who Said It?
What a
Here
time
on-
to be alive.
Oh, what a time to be alive. Who Said It's coming up on the show today. We got a big baseball game tonight as well. I don't know if you're familiar. Big baseball game tonight.
Shohei or the
Shohei's back on the hill tonight.
I thought you meant their College World Series is happening right now.
Yeah. That game 1 going
Arkansas,
on right
Murray State are playing right now.
now. Yeah, elimination game. Loser goes home.
1-0 Arkansas.
We'll have a score for you on that as well.
1-0 Arkansas.
I'm Rob Fisher. Lang Whitaker is alongside. Hello, Lang. How
What's
are
up? Arkansas has a no-hitter going.
you? Oh, yeah?
Yeah. It's the bottom of the 4th.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good. Hey, Rob. Good to see you. Didn't know if you were going to make it. I was ready to step in.
Overslept on my nap today.
I'm sitting in for Gary Parrish all week, so I'm ready to host if needed. I'm like, break in case of emergency, break glass. Here comes Lang. So yeah.
Well, good to see you.
Glad you made it. I thought maybe you were stuck in traffic.
No, that didn't happen.
Last
I
week.
was flying through
Was that
traffic.
last week?
That was last week, yeah. CJ Hurt is here. Hello, CJ. How are you?
Doing well. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. How was your weekend?
Everything was good. It was real easy peasy. I feel like I did something. Oh, I went to Memphis Made, went to a comedy show. I was hanging out. It was my wife. There was another friend. My good friend Jalen Wells was there as well. We all hung out together.
Oh,
It was good
nice.
stuff.
Who is the comedian?
I don't know. It was a bunch of local dudes.
Yeah, a friend of mine's brother was performing at a comedy show this weekend and invited us to go Saturday night. And we didn't go, but maybe this was the show you're talking about.
Maybe.
I had to drop my son off this morning at University of Memphis for a Penny Hardaway basketball camp. Talking about traffic, I had to drop him off, come here and host a Gary Parrish show, and I got over by South Parkway or Southern Avenue, whatever it is. It was 8:30 Monday morning. That friggin' train came along. That freight train.
Listen,
I sat there for 15 minutes. I'm like, you got to be kidding
Just
me.
keep going down Southern.
No, I couldn't. I looked both ways on the map, and I'm like, this train has already been going 15 minutes. Doesn't matter which direction I go, I can't get around it.
If you keep going down Southern, you'll be able to hop on Lamar. And
No, I had to go the
Lamar.
other way though. Like
Which other way?
I had to go east on Southern. Get to Lamar, I would have had to drive west way down. I was already out past Poplar and out there.
So you were there. You were coming from the
I was
university.
right there. I was like right across the street.
right across the street from the
I had
university.
to go drop him off. I just couldn't get across
you were
the
at
street.
the university?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
you don't
right
need to
there.
cross. Just go straight down Southern. I'm telling you, go straight down Southern and then hop on to Lamar.
On the way home, the way I left, finally I got him there. While they were still having drop off, pick up, I'm like, let me get to the office. Jumped in the car, started coming here. It happened again. So this time I ended up, I looked on the map and I went one street south from Southern. I don't remember what it's called, Spotswood or something like that.
I lived off Spotswood.
Yeah, I went all the way down that to Lamar.
Okay, so
and
you
got
were
here.
dropping him off first.
Yeah.
Not coming. Oh, yeah, if you were dropping him off, then
I was stuck.
you're just
Couldn't
F,
get
dog. Like, there's nothing you can do.
The way back, I outran the freight train, though.
There
I
you
felt
go.
like I was in like a Wesley Snipes movie or something,
What a call.
Getting it going, flooring it, get around that train.
Nice. Well, good. Good weekend. Did you watch
sports weekend.
watch a lot of stuff?
Well, knowing I was going to host for Gary Parrish, yesterday morning I was thinking, all right, U.S. Open, we got stuff to talk about on the Monday show. And then I get a text, hey, I want to hear you talk about the trade at some point today. And I'm like, trade? And I look on Twitter and they're like, Grizzlies have traded Desmond Bane. So that was mostly yesterday, I guess, like just talking about that, figuring out thoughts and all that. It was pretty weird, huh? Like it was surprising. I guess it makes sense to me, like financially. I get why you had to do it. But it was surprising.
Yeah, it was certainly surprising news when it came across.
Yeah,
To
the
see
timing
that
of it
one
was
of your
weird.
guys gone. One of the big three gone.
I was saying I wrote a newsletter for tomorrow for a Grind City Media newsletter. But I was saying, one of the things we all love about sports is it's a break from reality.
Right.
It's like our fantasy world, and we don't. This was like clearly a trade they had to make because the finances weren't going to work out long term, and they had to figure out something. So sometimes you have to be an adult, and it sucks. And this was like, okay, the Grizzlies had to be the adult, and look, you got an awesome haul back and all that's good. But yeah, sometimes being an adult sucks.
Yeah. CJ, how was your weekend other than going to the comedy show?
It was good. It was woke up and got a text from my sister-in-law. Hey, how about that trade? I was like, okay, somebody got traded. Let me hop online and Google Grizzlies and see who got traded. And then saw was Bane. First off, thanks to Desmond Bane. What a career he had here. That tribute video is going to make me get me all choked up and whatnot. But like Lang said, like you got to do something, especially in this sport with this cap and the penalties that they have in place for exceeding the cap with the first apron and the second apron as well. You can't have 3 max players anymore. You just can't. And so I understand it from that standpoint. And there are some needs that they've got to address and fix, and they can do that now because Desmond Bane's money is off of the cap. But I was thinking, oh, okay, good. Let's try and get some depth, because the thing that these 2 teams have in the finals right now is depth, and you're not going to be able to go out and acquire the depth necessary to compete at a high level if you've got 3 dudes with max salaries.
You know, I was watching the finals last week and watching the Pacers play specifically, and I was thinking, you know, like you got Tyrese, and then you got these 2 guys in the backcourt. They sort of Nembhard and Nesmith. They're kind of interchangeable and can play together, and neither of them are amazing offensive players. They're both really good. Nesmith can shoot particularly, and Nembhard cooked a couple times in game 1 at the end of it, but they're both more defensive than offensive players and good players all around. And I was like, I wonder if that's like, I was thinking about this last week. I was like, I wonder if that's like the formula to have like a great point guard, dynamic point guard, and then like not spend all your money on one guy with him in the backcourt, but to spread it around. And it kind of feels like that's the way the Grizzlies are moving with this deal.
Well, I think what CJ was saying is exactly right. I mean, gone are the days of getting 3 superstars because the way that the money is right now in the NBA, to do that, you really have a difficult time filling out your roster with NBA players. Well, I think that's something that we have figured out with teams now, and we have figured out in the league that it just you need to fill out your roster. I mean, look at Phoenix, look at the Lakers,
look at Denver. Like they have a big 3, and one of those 3 is like maybe the best player of his generation. And they couldn't get past the second round of the playoffs, you know? So if those 3 can't pull it off, and I know Aaron got hurt at the end of the thing, but still.
I will say that this is the smaller markets got really upset that the larger markets, because they had all that extra money and weren't being penalized, were able to say, oh, okay, I'll go into I'll go into the luxury tax. That's fine. I'll pay it. It wasn't a true deterrent. And they were afraid that, hey, we're going to draft these players, we're going to develop them, and I'm a small market, and boom, insert player name here. He's going to bounce as soon as he gets really, really good, and he's going to go to one of the big markets, and we're never going to get a legit chance to win a championship. And it was all about that second apron was all about keeping as much talent in the quality talent in the small markets as possible while we are done being able to buy 3 players and win a championship. That's great. It would be nice if you were able to keep players you drafted, you grew, you developed, and keep them in your city, in your franchise via some sort of exception. Right? Like that's good. I get getting off of Desmond Bane. I understand that. I don't think that they wanted to. This wasn't something they wanted to do, and I would like to see small markets be able to say, okay, we drafted this guy, we developed him, we should be able to pay him what we want to be able to pay him. Because
that's what OKC's in the same boat.
OKC will be in that boat in 2 or 3 years or something like that, right? Where it is they've got all this talent that they've drafted and developed. They won't be able to hold on to those dudes. Those dudes will go, and then they'll be looking around like, okay, we got to pay Shea.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams is an all-NBA player and an all-defensive player. We got to play him. Chet is a freaking unicorn. Can we afford to pay all 3 of those? And I think that just sucks, man.
I also think even the Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, all those guys.
Well, no, those dudes are gone.
Yeah, they're going to get payday somewhere else, you know. And
they drafted Wiggins. They didn't draft Joe.
Did they trade for him? I don't remember.
I think he came through in a trade.
It's different. They went out and signed Hartenstein and Caruso last year, but there's all these other guys, Case and Wallace, all these guys like that who came out of nowhere and they've turned them into good players, and now they're not going to keep them.
Yeah.
Good for us though.
Well, speaking of OKC, Game 4 of the NBA Finals, they knock off Indiana 111 to 104. It was a big fourth quarter for the Thunder, outscoring the Pacers 31-17 in that fourth quarter. SGA went for 35 points. Shockingly, did not have an assist in the game for the first time this season. Jalen Williams had 27 as well for the Thunder as they even up the series at 2 games apiece. Now, where do we sit on this series?
Thunder in 6. I don't know. I think the Pacers are much better than what I thought they were coming into this. But Oklahoma City is at home, so I'm expecting them to go out there and play much better. It's not like they haven't lost a home game. I'm not saying that, but I do expect them to go out there and play much better and then get Game 6 in Indiana, and let's see what ends up happening. There's a very real chance this might go 7, and even if it does go 7, it's back at OKC. I have to put my faith in the all-NBA players, the all-defensive players that the Thunder have to go out there and get the job done.
Yeah.
That was the first game that in this series that went the way I thought it was going to go. You know, like it was close. It was back and forth. The Pacers have a lead. And then toward the end of the game, you're like, all right, well, the Thunder are going to step on their necks now and win this thing. And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
You know, every other game, like you think the Thunder got it sewed up, the Pacers run away. And it's been kind of crazy throughout this series. And finally, it felt like the Thunder did Thunder things in that Game 4. And, you know, maybe they figured it out. They solved the puzzle. It's the part that sucks about series is it keeps going back and forth. And as for us, not us. If somebody's trying to bet something, you want to be able to figure out what's going to happen. And looking at this series, like these teams have been good about making adjustments back and forth, and it's
momentum is not something to bet in this series.
In these series, especially. So I don't know. Like watching this series, you would expect that the Thunder figured something out. They have the upper hand. They're going back home.
Yeah.
And but the Pacers, it's hard to pick against them with the way that they've continually bounced back all season long and the playoffs and figured out ways to be competitive in the series. Even though tonight, I think it's 9.5 points the line.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Thunder's favored by a lot. So, I mean, I guess Vegas feels like the Thunder have a pretty good shot at winning this game tonight. And then if you're up, you know, what would it be? 3-2. 3-2.
Yeah.
With a home series remaining, like you feel pretty good about Oklahoma City's chances.
Yeah. In the NHL Stanley Cup Final Game 5, it was the Florida Panthers going to Edmonton after Edmonton won Game 4. Panthers go to Edmonton and win Game 5, 5-2. Brad Marchand had a couple of goals. Florida now 10-3 on the road this postseason. They'll now go home for Game 6 with a chance to hoist Lord Stanley's Cup. I keep watching this series, CJ, and I just my takeaway constantly throughout the series is, boy, Florida's really good.
Oh my gosh! So got some notes.
Edmonton's an attack team, and Florida's just kind of a look for opportunities team. And when they get opportunities, they're so good at converting.
They get under your skin. Also,
yes.
I've mentioned it before, just the line depth that they have when they go to that third line. And most teams' third line isn't very good. And the good team's third line is a neutral, right? It's not a net positive. It's not a net negative. It's a neutral. Florida's third line is great. So, notebook, workplace, slay time. I want to make sure I get these things right. Mm-hmm. Marchand, you brought him up. 6 goals in this round alone from the third line. The Panthers, you talk about them being good this year. They're 25-11. 25-11 since 2023 in road playoff games. Panthers, 61 goals on the road since 2023 in road playoff games. They are plus 30 in goals differential in road playoff games since 2023. Marchand's 5 goals on the road in the Stanley Cup is something that has happened just once. Last time that happened, last time a player had 5 goals on the road in a Stanley Cup Finals was 1920s.
Wow.
Like 1923, and it was some team I've never heard of, right? Some team that is no longer in existence. Panthers' third line, 55 points in 22 games, 22 playoff games since 2023, right? You're getting 55 points from your third line in 22 games. Like that's incredible. There's no reprieve for you when you go out there. They've got the Oilers switching goalies and switching back and switching goalies again. They switched the goalie from Skinner, is his name, to that guy, and he gave up 5 goals, right? Like, there's nothing they can do to stop what's coming. And that's why I was on the Panthers early, and I'm glad to see that finally I was right about something.
Yeah, 3-2 series. Florida leading Edmonton as they'll head back to Sunrise, Florida for game number 6. The UFL Championship was over the weekend as well.
Oh, boy.
What a big game. DC knocking off Michigan 58-34. The Defenders are your champions. Whoa, another game. And these playoffs have all gone over.
This one here, I told y'all the over was the play here. And the over was, first off, the over was like 50.5. And the over hit in the first half. It was incredible. Stuff was happening. Jordan Ta'amu had not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 total touchdowns. 4 passing, 5 rushing. He threw for, I think he threw for 390 yards. I also said that I went perfect last week in my UFL picks.
Nice.
I also said first drive for the Defenders, touchdown. And sure enough, the first drive for the Defenders was a touchdown because, hell, every damn thing was a touchdown. Ta'amu ends up being named the MVP. I ended up going 12-4 the final 4 weeks of the season in the UFL. Jordan Ta'amu and Bryce Perkins, quarterback for the Panthers, they ended up combining for 728 passing yards, 8 passing touchdowns, and only 1 interception. It was an offensive show. Shout out to Shannon Harris, the head coach for the Defenders. And we know what's going on with the Showboats because we're here. But Shannon Harris was I think he was defensive coordinator for the Defenders, and they had a coach. And their coach ends up leaving. The head coach leaves to take the job at Tennessee State when Eddie George leaves and goes to Bowling Green. And so he had to step in, not as like a week before the season gets started. He steps in. He did a beautiful job. Shout out to Coach Shannon Harris.
How about that?
I wanted him to be the one to coach Tennessee State. I was like, oh, yeah, get him. He'll be, because he was offensive coordinator there in like 2019. We talked about it on HBCU Huddle, so if you want to listen, go back and find that. Another Grind City Media subsidiary.
The Men's College World Series got underway in Omaha this weekend. Action on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and action today. Yesterday, we had our first elimination game as Louisville knocked off Arizona. Arizona is knocked out. Coastal Carolina, they beat Oregon State, so Coastal Carolina wins their first 2 games. So Louisville will now take on Oregon State in an elimination game as well. Arizona eliminated. Louisville scored 6 runs in the bottom of the 8th inning to win that game, and Coastal winning their game 6-2. There's a game going on right now, as a matter of fact.
Look at it. Still 1-0.
1-0 Arkansas.
Still got a no-no.
Still got a no-hitter for the Hogs. 1-0. And no hits.
Winner of this game
State.
plays Coastal Carolina in the winner's bracket.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I was looking at it earlier today at the bracket.
Yeah.
The winner moves on, and I don't think they play the loser. Maybe they do.
I don't
Coastal's won 2 in this tournament.
Yeah.
They look good.
Yeah, UCLA and LSU tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun as well. So that should be good. All right, we got a couple of big beats for you.
What are the beats?
Number 1 is JJ Spawn. How about him? He wins the U.S. Open. The first U.S. Open champion to make 6 bogeys or worse in the final round since Hale Irwin did that in 1979. His putter, however, ranked 84th on the PGA Tour, but finished 2nd over 4 rounds at Oakmont.
That course is amazing.
Was the U.S. I got to be honest. I didn't watch a single shot.
Oh no, I watched all weekend.
Did you watch all weekend? Was it intriguing? Was it fun?
Yeah,
I mean, even with JJ Spawn being your winner, was it?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, because Scheffler struggled, and so like you're not used to seeing that. All the name guys, Scheffler, Rory finished like 10 over or something like that. Like all those guys didn't play well. I mean, I know Spawn finished like what, +1 or something like that, but the leaders were all like -1, -2 most of the weekend. Like it wasn't like they were like all +7, you know. So it was interesting to watch. the course was just unforgiving. There's so many shots. There's one of Tyrell Hatton. He hits it in the deep rough, goes up and hits it, and it just goes right across into the other deep rough, and he throws the club. There's guys throwing clubs, slamming things. Rory threw a club. I had it for Who Said It, but we can't use it because it's a golf clip. Rory threw a club, and it hit his bag and bounced back at him. It was fun watching it. The putting, like those greens are huge. So like that putt JJ Spawn made the other day to win it, to clinch it, like there was lots of putts from that length all weekend long. The guys were having to hit and just try to get it close, within the thing. Then Sunday, as hard as that course was and as crazy as it rained for an hour and a half, so they had a rain delay. Then they come back and it keeps raining, but they've decided we're just going to keep playing because we can't cancel this thing.
Right.
So they're all playing in the rain. One of the guys, I think it was Adam Scott, had a ball land in a puddle and they wouldn't let him move it, and he was all pissed off. And it was a crazy thing. It was really fun to watch, and it was a great Spawn making that putt. He could have missed that putt and made the next putt and still won the tournament. It just happened. He happened to make the longer one.
Could have three-putted it.
Yeah. So, but it was great. I had a good time watching it. It was a good tournament. That's such a hard course.
Yeah.
Oakmont.
So congratulations to JJ Spawn. Number 2 on our beats, Coastal Carolina continues to coast.
Chanticleers.
Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina hasn't lost a game since April 22nd.
I know.
25 straight wins for Coastal Carolina. And, pretty darn impressive. 25 straight wins, April 22nd, last time this team lost. They are cooking. And they're just a good baseball team to watch.
Yeah.
They play really well. So they had a nice win yesterday over Oregon State 6-2. And then number 3 on the list is the Bane train, as Desmond Bane traded to the Orlando Magic. In the top 10 all-time in points, assists, threes, playoff points, playoff rebounds, playoff assists, playoff steals, playoff threes, franchise leader in playoff threes. All of those things for the Grizzlies. Also, his last 3 years, 21 points per game, 5 rebounds a game, 5 assists per game. One of 9 guards to average 25 and 5 in that last 3 years.
I saw a stat today that Bane has more 30-point games in his career than all the Magic guards since 2010 combined.
Really?
Yeah.
This move make the Magic contenders, Eastern Conference Final contenders.
Goes back to what we were talking about before. I think their starting 5 is really good.
Okay.
I don't know if Jalen Suggs is like a point guard. You know what I mean?
Well,
like a guy who can get you into your offense and run stuff. Like I don't think he's that. I'm not a big fan of the Wagners. Okay, I'm not like.
Oh, I think they're really good. I think their starting 5 is really good.
You think both Wagners are good, or just Franz?
I think Franz is really good.
What about Hans? Hans and Franz.
Hans, Franz, and Mo?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not a big Wagner fan, and I guess we'll see how it plays out. Like, I guess the thought is, they were 30th in the league in three-point shooting last year. I guess you think, all right, well, this makes you a better three-point shooting team, and your defense is already good enough. And there was one tweet yesterday from one of the Athletic writers who used to be the Magic beat writer. So, he's plugged in there, and he was like, with this trade, Orlando brings in a defensive-oriented guard to do it. And I was like, all right, well, clearly that's what Magic wanted put out there. But, Dez is fine on defense, but he's not like a defense plus.
Oriented.
Yeah, no, he's just he's average. He's adequate. He's good. He's going to help you shoot. He's going to help them spread the floor, hopefully. I also wonder if that's why KCP's numbers were down last year for the first time in 5 years from three-point shooting, was maybe because nobody on that team could shoot, and he was the only one who could, so they're just selling out on him. Also, maybe it just turns out if you don't play with Joker or LeBron, it's a little harder to get open shots. Yeah.
That could be. All right, let's take a break. We're going to take a break here on The Odds Couple. When we come back, we're going to play the game show that has swept the nation, Who Said It? That's coming up next. And then we got some fish nuggets coming up, and we'll talk about the action coming up tonight. And in the next couple of days, we'll do that as well. It's all ahead here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, one exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season. Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Tony Allen joining us. I believe Hey!
Young TA with a fresh chop. That boy sliced today, boy. You say, that boy got the tape on the side? Okay, TA.
Hey, and I like how you blurred out your background so we can't see that La Quinta this time.
Can't see the hole in the wall, TA.
Can't see the hole in the wall.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's time for our Pick Six, Mike. 6 classics that we're most looking forward to in the 2025 football season.
Las Vegas, obviously, that's the Grambling State University, Jackson State University clash. They're taking 2 iconic HBCU brands going to an NFL stadium in Las Vegas.
Get all of your HBCU sports and culture news by tuning in to HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. New episodes drop every Thursday on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and Spotify.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on
Who said it? Who said it? Who said it? Who said it?
Welcome back to the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media. I'm Ling Whitaker alongside Rob Fisher and CJ Hurt, and it's time for the game show that is sweeping the country from coast to coast, from Memphis to Bristol, Connecticut. It's time for Who Said It.
Who said it?
Have kind of a theme for today's Who Said It for the first time. The theme is trash talk.
Okay.
Right? And I had to give other Jacob a good amount of work today because there's some blue language. In these. CJ will be very excited about these.
I love blue language.
I know you do. We have a bonus clip. I had 2, but one of them involved the PGA, so we weren't allowed to show it.
Okay.
But this isn't really blue language, but it's a little bit of a below-the-belt comedy. You know, Ronald Acuna came back for the Braves. He's been back for a week or 2 now, and they played the Rockies this weekend, who feature Orlando Arcia, former Braves shortstop that got cut a couple of weeks ago. And here's Acuna, how he greeted Arcia on the base pass the other day.
Duh. Baseball players are ridiculous, man. We can see you. Who was it who was celebrating a teammate's home run last week with truck nuts?
Oh, yeah. It was on the Cubs. It was one of the guys on the Cubs.
Okay.
Yeah, down in the dugout.
All right.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous.
I should have thrown that one in there.
Yeah,
that was Justin Turner.
There we go.
So I had a clip today that we also couldn't use because it was PGA related. I have a quote from yesterday's tournament. You guys didn't watch. I might have stumped you this one, but it was Brad Faxon on NBC, and they were talking about the course and how hard it was. And Brad Faxon said, we talked about that a little bit with Arnold Palmer yesterday, and the players aren't able to do this. And Arnold Palmer died like several years ago. I don't think Brad Faxon realized
this is who was channeling Kobe's? Pelinka was like, yeah, me and Kobe was doing da-da-da-da-da, and they're like, wait, when did y'all do this? Because Kobe died. Do you know that, bro?
He said they were talking to Arnold Palmer yesterday.
Goodness gracious.
Apparently he meant Jack Nicklaus, and he just
misspoke.
Conflated too.
Yeah, you can get those 2 mixed up.
Can you?
Well, apparently.
It happens. All right? It happens sometimes. All right, clip number 1. I speak 4 languages, but I've trash talked in more than 4 languages. Who said it?
Any guess, Rob? Baseball players speak only 2 languages, I would assume. Right?
Yeah.
English and Spanish?
This is someone, I think I
Japanese
saw this. I think this is in the NBA. Is this in the NBA?
It's got to be NBA.
Why does it have to be in the NBA?
I just think it was.
All right.
Who do you think it was from the NBA?
It was in the NBA.
Because Pascal Siakam's from Africa, and they
That's
speak
who it is.
all
Pascal
the
Siakam.
languages over there. They speak like 10 languages. They just come out the womb speaking languages.
I'm going Pascal Siakam.
I'll rock with that, Rob.
Yeah.
On your Arizona page, you speak 4
Benedict
different languages.
Mather.
Have you trash talked
He's from
in
Montreal.
4 languages or ever gotten trash talked in all 4 languages that you speak?
I speak 4 languages, but I think I've trash talk in more than 4 languages.
What's a unique one we might not know?
Portuguese.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty similar to Spanish.
First of all, Portuguese is nothing like Spanish. My wife is fluent in Spanish, and we went to Brazil and and I speak French, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's a combination of the two." It's nothing like either of them. But
Are we making is Creole a language?
yeah, no, that was a
'Cause, like,
little push. Yeah,
That's like saying I speak North Memphis, right? Like I'm not sure if that's a language.
maybe if you're listing your languages, put it down.
Okay.
Maybe
All
you
right.
get challenged.
I'll put North Memphis down.
Can you
there.
cuss someone out in North Memphis?
I can do my best.
Yeah.
I channel my inner Yo Gotti.
All
Try
right.
to get that going.
Clip 2. I drive more than anyone in the league, so to shoot 6 free throws is effing absurd. I got scratches on my face. I got scratches on my body. These guards and the other team get these ticky-tack fouls, and I'm sick of it. They are fouling the S out of me. I talk to the refs nice. I pray before the game like, F, I'm over it. Who said it?
Dang.
This is great. Somebody just lost it.
Is that Halla Baby?
I can't imagine him going that.
I can't
that
imagine
far. I'm
Halliburton
going with
doing
He's pretty
Jalen Brunson.
corporate. Halliburton's pretty corporate.
I'll go with Brunson.
I'll roll with it. Let's go Brunson. Although Brunson gets calls.
Yeah. No kidding.
You think it could have been SGA complaining about not shooting enough free throws?
I can't imagine.
No, he knows he can't. He's got to have some self-awareness. He's got to know that he can't get that.
This could be an ethical hooper who has a problem with the way the game's being called.
I don't know. Maybe it's Angel Reese.
No, it's not Angel Reese. No, she wouldn't say something like that.
Caitlin. Just throwing it out there.
I don't think it's Caitlin either.
No chance.
Yeah, no, she's not doing that.
She curses though sometimes, right? I think I've heard her curse.
Yeah,
I mean,
on the court, not
Yeah.
not in a press conference. She's way more composed in those moments.
So you're going with
Going with Jalen Brunson.
yeah, CJ?
Oh boy, I'll go Enrique Ogumawale. I don't know.
All right.
I'm just saying this, but like,
Oh,
I
it's
drive more
Kelsey.
than the league. So to shoot 6 free throws is f***ing absurd. And I got scratches on my face, I got scratches on my body, and these guards on the other team get these ticky-tack fouls, and I'm sick of it. I get fouled like that every possession. The kid gets fouled like that in the post all the time, and they don't call it, and I don't know what else to do. Like, it's really frustrating though. I'm like, I feel, I mean, there are multiple shots at the end of the game, either go into the third, into the fourth, where they're just coming in swinging, and they just don't call anything. And I don't understand how that's 6 free throws. I'm playing 40 minutes, touching the paint almost every play. It's absurd. It's absurd. And so I'm saying, like, I'll get fined for that, and that's fine, but, I mean, and I needed to make more shots, like, late game, but, I mean, they're fouling out of me every single play. So I'm very frustrated with that, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I don't know what I need to do. I talk to the refs nice. I pray before the game. Like, I'm over it.
That's been a running thing, and that's been a running thing in the W this year. At one point, Brittany Griner is supposed to be doing a halftime interview.
Yeah. Oh, I saw that.
And a ref walks by her, and she just stops mid-interview. Hey, do a better effing job. This is ridiculous, right? Like, it is on the hot mic also. Just standing, the reporter's like, ooh, I shouldn't have caught that. But this is a common complaint everybody has in the W right now, where refs are just not calling clear fouls, and they've got to figure that out in the W if they're going to continue to grow as a league.
Former Grizzly fan, Kelsey Plum.
Yeah. She
was here one game, wasn't
she? More than here a bunch of them.
Okay.
She's it's funny though that I just love when somebody loses it in a press conference, you know, and they just can't take it anymore, and they just unload. That's the best.
You know, if she did that, she's been holding on to it for a while.
She must be furious.
Oh gosh,
furious.
Kelsey Plum, number 2 on my list of whose jersey I would get.
Really, just because of the you like? I was actually during that thing I was watching it. I don't like the design of their jersey.
I don't like it either.
There's a lot of stuff there. It's like busy. Like the word Los Angeles barely fits on there.
That font isn't great either.
Her jersey had the italic font, Like, and it was still just a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the jersey. All right, here we go. Next clip. One of their players, he liked to talk from far away, but when he got in my face, didn't say S. I was looking for more than that. He seems to be tougher. He's a effing P. I'm not going to name no names. He knows who he is.
Which one of them hockey dudes said it, Rob? Because it got real schmarmy there. This series and the Stanley Cup.
This is something that Brad Marchand would say.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Think so?
I do.
I'll roll with Marchand.
Actually, Rob, this is from your team, the St. Louis Cardinals. Wilson Contreras.
What is he talking about?
Got into it this week with a player. I don't have the we don't have video of him saying this. The Brewers, there was like a collision at first base. There was a whole bunch of stuff. He got hit with the pitch later, and he was talking about an unnamed Brewers player apparently. So
when do they play again? He's gonna get hit again. We're gonna get some action next game.
That's fun.
Yeah, but Contreras he's always into things, right?
Yeah, he
supposedly it was Rhys Hoskins.
Rhys Hoskins
that he was upset with.
Yeah, Wilson he'll stick his nose into stuff when
it says
he doesn't really need
later
to.
asked about Hoskins by name. Contreras said he didn't say nothing to me. I was expecting him to say something, but he was looking away already. Look at my face. Just say it to my face. Whatever you say from the dugout, and he was looking away. Just get off the base, man. So, Contreras is not happy. Little beef between you. Are you still watching the Cardinals every game or betting them every game?
I'm not betting them every game anymore now because that was a losing proposition. But I'm trying to watch. It's been hard, with the hockey and the basketball.
There's a lot going on right now.
Once hockey and basketball is over, I'll be digging back into baseball.
Yeah. All right. Next one, I think it's number 4. I'm going to tell you one more time. If he tags me like that again, I'm going to smack the blank out of him.
Oh, my goodness. They're already tired of each other in baseball.
Yeah, no kidding.
Who's getting nails smacked out of them?
This is actually on the field, and you can read the guy's lips as he says this to the other team.
Gonna smack you can smack the
F
a lot out of like they're
he said the F word.
You can smack the shit, smack the hell. Okay, smack the F. All right, so he's angry.
Yeah, he's pretty mad.
All right,
I'll go with Manny Machado.
I'll roll with it.
No. Can we watch the video? I don't know if we can. It was Jazz Chisholm. He was sliding into second base, and he gets tagged, and the guy, swipes him pretty hard, and he was not happy with it. Jazz Chisholm.
That's good stuff. There is a lot of blue language in this. I like it.
Yeah. So last one. I'm always locked in. Trash talk don't mean nothing to me. What's the point of playing something that you love if you can't have fun doing it? I love the game, so any chance I get to let somebody know that they can't F with me, it really doesn't matter. Who said it?
I hear you say that. I read it, and my mind immediately goes to Kevin Durant. Now, I'm not sure where Kevin Durant is or why he would be around.
It does sound like
to say that. So it's not Kevin Durant, but that sounds like something if you talk to Kevin Durant, he'd say it. But gosh, I'm not sure. Rob, you got a guess?
I don't know why I'm leaning towards Jalen Williams as saying this.
This does have a bit of a thunderness to it. Let's go. And he's been playing well also. Yeah, sure, why not? Jalen Williams.
Let's stay local. Jacob's going to be excited about this one.
Oh. I'm always locked in. Trash talk, it'll never mean nothing to me.
Cam Ward.
It won't get to me in some type of way. I'm just somebody who likes doing it.
They need a bigger patch on that
jersey. What's the point of playing something that you love? You can't have fun with it. So, that's where it comes from. But, I love the game. And so any chance I get, to let somebody know that they can't f me, it really doesn't matter.
So, apparently, Teresa Walker was on the show last week, and she said that some of the Titans defender, one in particular, I can't remember who it was, found out that Cam Ward likes to talk trash. And so they've been going at Cam in practices and said that the Titans coach was trying to call a play, and Cam Ward is so in the heat of the trash talk that he doesn't think that Cam Ward is listening. He loses it on Cam Ward. Cam Ward just steps into the huddle hustle, steps into the huddle, calls the play, they go out and they run the play. So Cam Ward was both listening to the play call and also talking his talk.
It's very millennial of him. Multitask, not pay attention, all that stuff.
It sounds more that other generation.
What is it? I don't
Z?
know. Is that younger than millennial?
That's the one after millennial.
I don't know. It's all the same to me. Anyway, that's this week's Who Said It.
All right, great stuff. Good stuff as always on Who Said It here today. We will take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at the action coming up tonight. We'll also have free picks. And we got fish nuggets for you before we get out of here. This is the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. July 27th, FedEx Forum. With very special guest, Daughtry. And Mammoth. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Creed with Daughtry and Mammoth. The Summer of '99 tour. Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
The Tigers are going to play in November in the Bahamas, the Baha Mar tournament, and the other teams expected to be there. Purdue, Wake Forest, and possibly Texas Tech. So Texas Tech's going to be good. Purdue's going to be good. If you don't have a roster that puts you in that same conversation, it could be a tough trip to the Bahamas.
Yep. The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
What can the Memphis Grizzlies learn from the Thunder Pacers NBA Finals Series?
Your style of play is not something that you really have to change. Both of these teams love to play fast. Both of these teams love to play really aggressively on the defensive side of the ball.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Arkansas still leading Murray State 1-0 after 6 innings. Still have a no-hitter. How about that?
Woo pig suey.
Woo pig. 1-0.
Loser goes home, right?
Loser goes home. Elimination game, yep. Loser will go home in this. Winner will advance. And Arkansas looking to hold off Murray State, leading 1-0. They've out-hit the Racers 6-0.
It would suck to lose, but to lose to a no-no, like it's even worse, right?
That's harsh, yeah, no kidding. And to, a no-hitter in Omaha just doesn't seem possible the way that these games are scoring.
Aluminum bats and all that.
Yeah. All right, it's time for some fish nuggets.
Nugs.
All right, how about this? The Oklahoma City Thunder, they are 22-12 this year when they trail by double digits.
What?
They're 22-12 this year when they trail by double digits.
Get out of here.
They're 18-2 following a loss.
It's because they win every game.
22-12 when trailing by double digits. That is pretty impressive. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 15 points in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter on Friday. That's the most points any player has scored in the last 5 minutes of an NBA Finals game this century.
Is that because Michael Jordan didn't play this century?
That's correct.
Yeah. Just wondering.
Connor McDavid has scored 149 points in his 94 career playoff games. The only skaters in NHL history to reach 150 points in fewer than 100 career postseason games are Wayne Gretzky and Mario Lemieux. Gretzky did it in 68 games.
That's crazy.
And Lemieux did it in 86.
Do we call them skaters? Do we call them? Is it hockey players or hockey skaters?
Players is weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Skaters is a good word.
Yeah.
And Connor McDavid in this series, large part of the reason why the Oilers are struggling. He's only got 1 goal.
Yeah, and it came last night.
And it came
last night.
Yeah, last night in garbage time, or Saturday night. Saturday night in garbage time, right? So if they're not going to be able to stop the Panther from scoring, and he's not going to go out there and get you goals, like it's going to be hard for you to win that series if you're the Oilers.
Yeah. Speaking of getting goals, Brad Marchand is getting goals for the Florida Panthers. He's got 6 goals in the Stanley Cup Final. He had 5 in the Stanley Cup Final with the Bruins in 2011. He's the first player in NHL history to score 5 or more goals in a single Stanley Cup Final with 2 different teams. Yeah.
He's on the 3rd line.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. All right, college baseball note. Southern Cal has won the College World Series more than any other team in the nation. The Trojans have 12 championships, double their next closest competition, Texas and LSU. LSU is in this year's World Series. Southern Cal and Texas are not. Players with 25 or more home runs, 10 or more stolen bases, and 5 or more triples before July in a Major League Baseball season. Shohei did it in 2023. He's done it again in 2025. That's the list.
Oh, wow. Really?
That's it. Just Shohei.
10 stolen bases doesn't feel like that's like you would think maybe Aaron Judge could do that. You know, he steals.
Yeah.
Like 10.
Maybe King Griffey when Griffey was popping Barry Bonds before
Andrew
the
Jones.
juice.
Andrew Jones used to get a lot of steals and home runs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Huh.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's the 25 home runs before July. Like, you know.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Paul Skeens, who is crazy. First pitcher in MLB history to have an ERA below 180 over any 15-start stretch of a season, but have fewer than 5 wins to show for it.
Gosh.
I feel bad for him.
He's doing his job.
Here's another one involving Paul Skeens. Players in baseball history to have a sub-125 ERA and 140-plus strikeouts in a 19-game span on the road. Paul Skeens, Pedro Martinez, and Bob Gibson.
Yo.
It's pretty good company.
Yeah.
And finally, the 2024 Detroit Lions, they won 15 games. The 2025 Detroit Tigers are on pace to win 105 games. No metro area has ever produced a 15-win NFL team and a 100-win MLB team in back-to-back years or in the same year, for that matter.
No way.
That 15 wins is tough in the NFL.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of teams probably in history who've won 15, especially when it was a 16-game season.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably not a lot of teams that have won 15 games in NFL
you're
all
right.
time.
Yeah. How about that?
You would think, though, that when the Patriots were rolling, they might get 15, and then
Boston,
the Red Sox will be good as well. But now that you say it like that, Lane, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Fish Nuggets. Well,
Looks like there's only like 5 or 6 teams that have won 15 games. The Patriots were 16-0. The Vikings were 15-1 in '98. Steelers 15-1 2004. Packers 15-1 in 2011. Panthers in 2015.
That's it?
Yeah.
The Chiefs haven't gone? No. That's crazy.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you know the Chiefs did. There's no way the Royals did in the last.
Well, yeah, that's a good one.
That's true. All right, the NBA Finals will resume tonight. Game 5 in Oklahoma City as the Thunder take on the Pacers. A pivotal Game 5 tonight with the Thunder having the home court advantage. That game gets underway at 7:30 this evening. What happens tonight, Lang?
I think the Thunder win. I feel like the Pacers are going to keep it under 9.5 though, because even when they get down 20, they just play like it's a 0-0 game. They don't ever really like seem to get down. When I watch that series, every time I see the Pacers start to like try to push the pace, I think to myself, no, this is what the Thunder wants you to do. But they can actually play at that pace against them. But I think Thunder win, but I feel like the Pacers are going to keep it within that 9.5.
CJ?
I think the Thunder win this one. It's at home. Role players play better at home. It's that type of thing. They're going to be super into it. The fans are. And you've got 2 guys in SGA and Jalen Williams who the Pacers just have not figured out fully how to slow down or stop. And I think that part of Jessica brought this up on her show when we were talking about the finals. The fact that they put Jalen Williams on the ball and had him run the point allowed Shea to have his legs late in that game. Whereas in game 3, Shea didn't have legs. He's hunched over. He's breathing heavy. He can't get the legs on his shot. In game 4, he had his legs. He was able to go out there and get that. So I think that's a big-time adjustment. I look forward to seeing what the hell is going on with Chet in that ankle, because that is not right. Also, you don't fall the way Jalen Williams fell late in that game and be okay. Right, so they are going to be nicked up and bruised. I don't think Tyrese Halliburton can walk. So it's a lot of players, prominent players, banged up for both teams. It's going to be a dogfight. They know that, and they're ready to go out there and fight. But I think the Thunder have more.
I was surprised that Shea seemed so tired at the end of that game, because like they actually, normally he plays the whole first quarter, and they pulled him with like 5 minutes to go in the first, and gave him rest, and they've been really wearing him down. And you think during the season they're playing 3 games a week, playing all the time, but I guess the Thunder all season have been playing 10, 11 guys rotations, and now that he gets shaved down a little bit, maybe he's just...
And he's having, to your point about wearing him down, he's having to fight for everything that he gets. And that's all you can do with a player like that. He's going to go out there and get 30-plus points. You just have to accept that, but make him work for it. And I think Neesmith, again, is putting on a master class on the defensive side of the ball.
Keeps fouling out, but he plays good defense.
That's fine, man. Just get out there. Make your fouls count, one. But the way he's getting over screens, the way he's fighting through,
getting stiff-armed,
shooting gaps, the way he's getting stiff-armed and still finding a way to continue to fight and compete and contest, that's big for them.
Yeah. All right, Stanley Cup Final resumes tomorrow night in Sunrise, Florida. The Florida Panthers with a 3-2 series lead over the Edmonton Oilers, as Edmonton will try and stave off elimination. Panthers a big favorite at -145. Oilers coming as a +125 underdog. The total at 6.5.
What a total.
Yeah.
That's a large number.
Do the Oilers stave off elimination? I'm going to say the Oilers do stave off elimination. We set up a Game 7 in Edmonton.
And it's not going to matter if it's in Edmonton, because I gave you the stats about what this team has done since 2023 on the road in the playoffs, and it's the same dudes. I don't think it goes back to Edmonton, though. I think they'll feed off of that crowd. The Panthers, so far, they've played 5 games, right? And the Panthers have been the better team, significantly so in 4 of them. One of those games, they just goofed up and let somebody come back down 3-0 and get the win, and tip of the cap to the Oilers for being able to do that. But the Panthers have been the better team on the ice for most of this series. I think they go out there and they shut the door early on them. I don't know what the Oilers are going to be able to do as far as the goalkeeper is concerned. I think that the Panthers are going to win this one comfortably, and I like that over the 6.5 also, because no matter what happens, these two teams are going to combine for like 8 or 9 goals. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we've seen it throughout the series for sure.
I'll take overtime.
You're going overtime?
It always goes overtime.
It has. 3 of the first 5 have gone overtime in this series. Then we got the College World Series, one game going on right now. Arkansas leading Murray State 1-0. Arkansas 2-0 now?
Yeah.
2-0 Arkansas leads. That game is in the top of the 7th inning.
Still a no-no.
Still a no-hitter for the Arkansas Razorbacks. How about that? And they lead 2-0. That is an elimination game. And then tonight we got UCLA and LSU. That game taking place a little bit later on. You have LSU as the +180 money line favorite, or LSU the -260 money line favorite, with LSU a +180 dog. That total at 9.5. So LSU big favorite tonight over UCLA. Neither of those teams have a loss at this point. And then in Major League Baseball tonight, you have the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the San Diego Padres. Shohei Ohtani makes his return to the pitching mound tonight for the Dodgers, although it's only expected he's going to start and pitch only a couple of innings.
I heard 1 inning.
1 inning?
Yeah, but maybe it's like a pitch. It's probably a pitch number. So if he gets through it quick, maybe he stays in.
Yeah.
Also today, Shohei Ohtani is a disgraced former interpreter reported to federal prison in Pennsylvania.
Ipe?
Yeah. For a gambling show, that feels relevant.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Good luck to Ipe.
You remember, Shohei had nothing to do with the gambling.
No.
Nothing.
No.
The translator did it all.
The translator did it all.
Poured to federal prison, 57 months.
What's Barry Bonds' boy's name? The one who did
The
jail
cream in the
time.
clear?
Who did jail time for him?
I don't remember.
Oh man, I'm blanking on his name. I'll look it up. But yeah, this is legendary type homeboy stuff. This is the type of stuff that would get you put in the Homeboy Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If you do a bid for somebody else for your guy and he looks out for you, like, yeah, that's good stuff. Because again, to Lane's point, Shohei knew
Nothing to do with it.
nothing about this at all.
No,
just his money, his picks, and
that's right.
Just $17 million of his money that he didn't notice.
He didn't know.
Didn't notice.
Didn't notice.
Happens.
No.
All right, free picks.
We'll parlay it. I'll go UCLA plus the 2.5, and give me the Nationals against the Rockies. You parlay those two, $10 bet will win you $19.
Yeah, I like the
Rockies.
Nationals.
Rockies coming off a 10-1 win yesterday.
Yeah, so they're due to lose. I like the Nationals over the Rockies tonight as well. Plus, I like Seattle over Boston, and the baseball game. I'm going to lean with LSU because it's the SEC and it just means more.
LSU minus the 2.5, or just LSU straight up?
I'll probably go minus the 2.5. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Baseball. All right, Lang, you got anything?
I got Coastal tomorrow.
Coastal?
Against whoever wins this thing. Yeah.
All right.
2-0 in the College World Series.
They are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us then here on this edition of The Odds Couple. Thanks for tuning in here on this Monday afternoon. We'll do it again on Thursday. Or no, this Thursday we're going to be off. We're off this Thursday. We'll be back with you next Monday here on The Odds Couple. For Lang, for CJ, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. Good luck to all your bets, and have a wonderful week. And we'll talk to you again next Monday here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com.